Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuhu Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Yeah, we can give click or can give it click. Slide and turn. It's working.
It begins with the name Samuel.
Copy. Serve the balancing studies. Yeah. That's all. Yeah, this one.
So very happy to be here. After the 2 years of pandemic, I came in 2019. Probably in the same hall, I believe we had a program. I think we had all the youths, but I was in touch with the youths during the pandemic time too. Shamru Prabhu and Sukeshwar Mataji, they had arranged a monthly once program. It was very nice. Participating in very good discussions. Happy to be here again. What is the name of the deities? Radha Madan Mohan. Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki, Shri Shri Narsingadev Bhagwan ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki.
Bottom one goes to the next slide.
Especially when the children come to the teenage, when you start going to the school and your study load increases, then naturally you face one challenge, which is balancing between your study and school study and your japa. You're able to see the thing here? Yeah, it's the same thing, correct. So balancing your study and japa. Of course, in study also there are two types of study. Your spiritual book study, like Sri Prabhupada's books, and your school book study. But here I presumed that it is about your academic book study. You see, when the Lord created this world, when He sent the soul to this world, He has also sent a covering over the soul, the subtle body, which is called body of desires. And that subtle body, why is it given to us? Because we all have come with some specific desire to enjoy in this world. Some program we have brought with us. Generally, whenever you go to any place, you have some program there, correct? Some people go for trekking, some go for swimming, some go for playing some sports, some go for internship. You go with some program somewhere when you go. So we have that program or idea or the seed desire in our mind with which we go. And then we execute that program and become happy. If you fulfill that program, we come back very happily. Similarly, what is the program the Jiva has taken in his mind and come here? Anybody knows? What is Jiva's program with which he has come here? Oh, the small boy is raising hand. He is understanding my question. Huh? Yeah, yes. What's your age?
We are getting the mic.
Age how much? 5? 8? Really? He looks like 5. Looks like little Prahlad. What's your name?
My name is Shriyan.
Okay, Shriya. You understood my question?
Yes, Prabhuji. So, the Jiva's program to come here is because first of all, he wants to do some bhakti to at least please Krishna, if not go back home, back to Godhead. At least to please Krishna. And then step number 2 is to go back home, back to Godhead. Or if Krishna desires, he stay in this world and preach.
My Lord. He's nicely trained. Amazing. He doesn't have anything beyond spiritual desire. So that's how he is wonderfully trained. Both by his parents and also he must be carrying some Sukriti from the previous lives also to answer so brilliantly. Actually, if everybody comes with this plan like what Shriyang said, they will all be with Krishna always. But unfortunately, the Jivas come with one more plan. Anybody knows what is the plan with which he has come here? Yeah, to enjoy. Yeah. Enjoy in different ways. He's come with different plans to enjoy. So the Lord has created this world in such a way that you can enjoy enlightened enjoyment, not harmful enjoyment. There is a difference between enlightened. For example, smoking cigarette or drinking liquor, taking drugs, all these things are adultery or breaking the 4 regulative principles is not enlightened enjoyment. It is harmful enjoyment, harmful for oneself and harmful for others also. Like if one person is smoking, then there is a passive smoker, right? He also suffers. One fellow is drinking and driving a truck. He knocks down many cars. So he makes others also suffer. So similarly, people who cut down trees, they are also harming the environment. People who are producing chemical effluents and throwing them in the river or, sending pollution, they are also harming the world. So in this way, there are 2 very important principles, conformity and unity. Conformity with the Lord, unity with other living beings. If these 2 principles are followed, then this world can be a happy world and one's life can be fulfilling. So Lord knows very well that the living beings have come here with a desire to enjoy. So Lord has given us a program for how to enjoy in an enlightened way and not in a harmful way. He has given us a program, which is called as, you can repeat after me, sanctioned, sanctified, and regulated. For example, vegetarian food is sanctioned for human beings. And when you offer the vegetarian food to Krishna, it is called sanctified. And if you eat it in moderate proportion, it is regulated. If somebody says, like one fellow had a severe stomachache on Dwadashi day, he went to a doctor and said, Doctor, I only ate fruits yesterday for Ekadashi and I got a severe pain in the belly. I don't know why. Such a simple eating I am doing, why am I getting pain? Doctor asked, what did you eat? How much did you eat? He said, I only ate 3 dozen bananas. So that is unregulated, correct, no? So we need to be regulated. So one fellow in ISKCON in Prabhupada's times, he was drinking almost 5-6 glasses of milk. So Prabhupada asked, why are you taking so much milk? Prabhupada, I am very much in Rajoguna. I want to come to Sattva-guna fast. So I am drinking. So Prabhupada said, see, this is also Rajoguna, he said. If you drink too much milk or too much ghee, that will also cause Rajoguna. It's exactly like somebody going to a doctor and saying, one man, an obese man went to doctor. You know, obese? A man with obesity went to doctor. And he said, sir, I am a very big manager in a company. I don't have any time. Can you give me some quick program for weight loss? So doctor said, this is your problem of wanting to do everything quick. You need to spend some time. You know, you may have to go for jogging. You may have to cut down your food. You have to follow a certain diet. He said, sir, no discipline. Quickly, give me a pill. I should put the pill and become thin. So that will not work. Therefore, we need sanctioned, sanctified, regulated. So this is the program Lord has given us in this world. So when Prithu Maharaj became the king, one of the first things that he did was he called all the citizens together and told them that Aham Dandaduro Raja Prajanam Niyojita. He said that I have been appointed as your king for all of you. So it's my foremost duty to see you all protected, he said. And in protection, there are three things in protection, he said. The first protection is to give you some work to do. Because an idle man's mind is a devil's workshop. So therefore he said that I'm going to allot all of you varnashrama duties, beginning with Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. And according to the varna, you fit in and do your duty. And ashram also, brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprasanyas, like that. There in the purport, Prabhupada writes, if one is not given engagement, then one's mind will be like a monkey, which is unengaged. Then it is going to be naughty. But as soon as you give somebody a suitable engagement fitting a psychophysical nature, immediately you will see that they get set in that work and then they'll become busy. Like many of you children here, you are all students in the school. So now you have the books, you have to study, you have to score marks. Your survival in your, the society depends on how you are able to, do something tangibly, and then you earn some money. You situate yourself in a position responsibly, and then you make some money. And then, otherwise, even your food, clothing, shelter, it will not happen on its own without your taking initiative. There is one shloka which says, "Nahi samhasya suttasya pravishanti mukhe mruga." It is said. Even a lion in the forest is the king of the jungle. He cannot be lying down hoping that some deer will come and go into my mouth. Automatically it will not go. He has to get up and take some initiative and chase. He has to do that. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna condemns inactivity or lethargy. Vigatajvara, he says. Don't be lazy. Get up, Arjuna. Fight. Do your Kshatriya duty. So don't try to shy away from your duty. Don't shirk responsibility, he says. So everybody has to do work. At the same time, working and making money is not all. According to Varnashrama, you find out what is your psychophysical nature. Your Varna can be easily known from the 4 Varnas Krishna gives. Tata, you remember, T-A-T-A. Teachers, administrators, traders, artisans. So every one of us have our buddhi aligned with one of these 4. Like those who are, why am I telling you, many of you children may be in crossroads eventually, and 10th standard or 12th standard, then you may want to know what field you should take, what profession you should go for. It will become very clear for you when you know these 4. Like the first one is the teachers or brahmanas. Brahmanas are compared to head of the social body. If you take this, the head you see, they can give vision to the society. They can give advice to the people. They can smell the grievances of the people. Just like if something is going on in kitchen, it's burning. Immediately some people have a long nose, they will say, halwa is burning. How many of you can say that? That means you have a sharp nose, correct? No? Some people will tell them it's burning. They say, no, even standing next to halwa, they can't smell it. I think I have common cold. I don't get anything. So the Brahmana means he can smell the grievances in society. He can understand the unspoken words and unexpressed emotions of people. So he can smell the grievances. He can give advice to the mouth. He can give vision to the society. He's a good listener. He's empathic listener. Like that. So, and he's a brain for the society. So all these 5 things I told you are within the head. Therefore, head is compared to Brahmana. Correct? No? So who all come in Brahmana? Prabhupada says the philosophers, scientists, poets, and those who have aesthetic appeal, those who are creative, innovative, R&D. So that's Brahminical intelligence. Then the second category is administrators, means you send a group of children anywhere. Like once in our school days, our teacher gave us 4 mango trees and made 4 groups of us and said, I want you all to gather the mangoes. Each of the tree had hundreds of mangoes actually, huge trees with a lot of mangoes. She said, in a given time, in half an hour time, let us see how many mangoes you gather and bring. So she gave us baskets. So each mango tree had 20 boys. So, and she was just sitting behind in a chair and watching. Some fellow sat down under the tree and said, anyway, we don't have to do anything, others will do. They were like that. There were others, immediately they made a pyramid and tried to climb. It was difficult. They couldn't do it. They got down. And one fellow was suggesting you climb like this. And he engaged the climbers in climbing job. And he had engaged the others in taking the basket and, collecting the mangoes and washing the mangoes, counting mangoes. So the teacher was later on telling that those fellows who are organizing the activity, coordinating the activity, they are Kshatriyas. They like to lead and organize people, plan, organize, coordinate, monitor, control. Then you do those activities. And similarly, the Vaishyas means there were others who were counting the mangoes again and again. How many is there? Vaishyas like to count. What do they count? They like to count. How much profits are made, how much losses. I think they would like to see. And Shudras means they like to work based on guidance given by someone, by any of the previous 3 people. In Hindi we call it Jo Bola So Karo. Whatever they are told, they will do. But you tell them to think, oh sorry, I cannot think. They will just do. But they are hardworking. They can do. So, in this way, the 4 categories of people Krishna has made. Chaturanya Maya Srishtam Gunakarma Vibhakasha. So now, all of you eventually will come to know what suits you very well as you grow. So, when you go to school and do the academic subjects, many people ask, is this what we are supposed to do? The Gurukula days, they were taught Vedic knowledge. I generally tell the students that the modern day society has become much different than the previous Vedic day society. And we are not living in villages now anymore. We are not in a joint family. We are not going to Gurukula at the age of 5. Many things have changed. So, because the world has become so changed, if you are living in city, okay, then you go to the school, do your studies, earn a degree, have a job. And in that, one should find out what kind of studies and job will help me in my Krishna consciousness also. Now comes the real point. So, Lord says to Arjuna, please all of you repeat this verse. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhyacha mayyarpita mano buddhir mame vaishyasi asamshayah. He is telling that 2 words he is using. Mamanusmara yudhyacha. So mamanusmara means it's spiritual component. Yudhyacha means material component. So what I am till now talking is which one? Material component. Yudhyacha. Arjuna Kshatriya, so he should fight. All of his students, so he should study. So that is a material component. And spiritual component is Mamanusmara. So this Mamanusmara is a vertical component. And Yudhyacha is a horizontal component. So you can remember, horizontal means like a duck. Vertical is like a swan. So swan flies up and duck just keeps going around, bug, 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 making sound. It doesn't go up. So if you do only material duties, we will remain in the material world only. Again, you will be reborn and you will take many, many bodies. But if you do spiritual duty, you will go up. But the problem is, we are not only spirit, we are a combination of spirit and matter. We are spirit souls, but currently in a material body. So what will happen if you don't do material duty at all? what will happen? Can you only do spiritual duties? Like what our Shriyang said. Shriyang gave an answer like Prahlad Maharaj. Beautifully, he said, be Krishna conscious and, you can go back to Godhead, or if Lord wants you to preach, you come back and preach. Very beautifully he said that. Of course, you can do, if you're a brahmachari, you can do that. Or if you're a sannyasi, you have no other business. Morning, day in and day out, this is the only business. Or if somebody is a full-time grihastha, they are also just like renounced people. They can do that. And they have no other work. And Paramahamsa, Krishna says that, tasya karyam na vidyate. He says, there's one verse, he says, yastu atmaratireva syat atmatutascha manavah atmaniyeva cha santushtaka tasya karyam na vidyate. He says that one who is always engaged in study about the soul and God, one who is satisfied in the activities of self-realization, and one who deeply delights in fond remembrance of God, such a person has no work to do in this world, he says. What our Shriyang said is that. And you will find that 99.99% population will not fit in that category. That's one small percentage of the pure devotees. And there are others next to them, like brahmacharis and full-time grihasthas. They are also in the process of purifying their hearts. They have not yet become pure devotees. But they have decided to commit their lives to the spiritual mission fully. And then the spiritual mission arranges for their food, clothing, shelter, maintenance and everything. But they will also be very few percentage, maybe 5% or at the most 10%. Then what about the rest of the 90% people? Those who are congregation devotees living away from the temple also, they have to actually maintain themselves and maintain their family. So therefore some kind of duty has to be done. So many devotees are now coming up with various ideas on how devotees can do activity service. But that all that will come to you after you complete your studies to some level. Then you can do those things. There are some devotees who are starting Govinda's hotels in many places now. And they are running it. Through that they are preaching also, getting addresses of people, and they are promoting kirtans. They are also promoting Prabhupada books. Things like that they are doing, many things they are doing. So some people are making a farm community and retreat center. Through that they are also managing their life. So there are more than 100 ways you can say how a Krishna devotees, even in Grihastha Ashrama, can do a lifestyle aligned with Krishna. But before that you should come to some kind of educational status in society. Therefore you all are going to school now. You have to do up to 10th grade, then 12th grade, at least be a graduate. Then you can think aloud in your life what you want to do with your life and what kind of, how you want to keep yourself close to Krishna's lotus feet. So at the same time, as I told you, horizontal duty is material duty and the vertical duty is spiritual. And spiritual duty, what is the foremost in spiritual duty? Who can say? The foremost activity in spiritual duty amongst all the duties. Yeah, correct. Chanting of the holy name. Bhajanera madhya sreshta navavidha bhakti Krishna prema Krishna dite dhare mahashakti Tara madhye sarva sreshta nama sankirtan Niraparada nama loyale pave premadan. And then one more verse also. Krishna prema vina avyartha daridra jivan Das kori vetan more deya premadan. I'll tell you the meaning of this. He says, amongst the Navavidha Bhakti, amongst all types of Bhakti, Navavidha Bhakti is best, he's saying. In Navavidha Bhakti, what is best, he says? Kirtanam, a chanting of the holy name. He says, that is best, he says. And then he says, such a chanting of the holy name should be done in a helpless mood, inoffensive mood, in a desperate mood, it should be done. Calling out the Lord, please accept me. Like a child calling for the mother. That type of consciousness is required. Then only chanting will purify our heart. And that is a upward vector. Actually, the more we get purified, Aparadhanam, Nama, Bas, Shuddhanam, we will chant and go back to Godhead. So one should learn smartly how to balance these two, horizontal duty and vertical duty. And some people become like a pendulum swing. They become too much spiritually oriented. and they don't do the material duty, then parents become very worried. They are not studying. Parents say that you always run to the temple, you are always doing kirtan and learning instruments and everything. When are you going to study? Other parents, they tell the children, why don't you wear tilak? Why don't you come to temple? Why don't you become serious in devotional service? Because children tend to take extremes. Oftentimes keeping balance becomes difficult. So, like I remember we used to bring this wheat or rice from the market. We used to bring a sack for many months. So we used to put the sack in the bicycle. And I used to drive the bicycle. Sometimes the sack, one side, the more rice will go to one side. Then the cycle will go like this. It will topple. Then what do? Then you stop the cycle, put the stand, and then put equal amount of rice this side, that side, and balance it properly. Then after some distance, again this side it will go. You've seen that, no? Then again you do the same. So we all need to balance. Actually, it's not that today I'm telling you, you balanced and that's it. It's not going to be like this sitting table. It's not very easy thing. The balance means, imagine if you put this here, this will always keep waving. So one has to know the balance. And if any of you have done this, you hold a stick like this in the hand, that requires. You keep moving. Why do you move like this? Because you have to hold it, correct? No? So in the same manner, don't think that balance is something where you can just, it's like a knob. You turned it and now it's balanced now. It's not going to be like that. Just like a cycle, if you are holding a steering, if you are holding the handle of a cycle, you constantly change hundreds of vectors to keep it straight. So in the same manner, this also, balance also, we have to be ready for it. So we have to be alert. Those who are conscious, those who are awake, those who are intelligent, those who are in Sattva Guna, you can get steadiness. Rajoguna means, you make a plan and you fail in the plan. Tamaguna means you never make a plan, no question of failing only. You don't make only. How will you fail? You don't make a plan only in Tamaguna. You don't think, you don't plan. Rajoguna means you make a plan but you can't stick to it. Like that monkey, a monkey said, I'm going to do Nirjal Ekadashi. And all the other monkeys heard it. See, whenever you want to do such good things, never tell anybody. It will be a problem. Because all other monkeys said, really? You will do Nirjal? Not even Sajal? Not even with juice? He said, no, nothing. Not even a drop. I have become a serious devotee, he said. Then some mischievous monkey came to him and said, see, Dwadashi day, generally people are very weak. It's likely that you can't pluck the fruits. Okay, I'll pluck the fruits and give. He plucked the fruits and gave. And then again he came and said, you see, cutting the fruits requires some effort. You may not be able to bite the fruits. So he cut the fruits and kept. And then again he came and said, maybe you may not be even able to lift the fruits, he said. Then he put the fruits here. Both places he kept it like this. And then when Ekadashi day came, do you think he could follow Nirjal? How can you have fruits and up and down and you can follow Nirjal? He couldn't. So in this way the determination of the monkey was finished. So therefore when we talk about balance, we need to practice life of sattva, about which also I'll tell. Now you can see, I'll go a little fast now. You got an idea now. Balancing study and japa. So school studies and peer pressure. First I have shown some slides. Modern day society, you see like this. That's a heavy competition. Everybody wants to go for, chartered accountancy or engineering or medical or, whichever is money producing. People want to go for that. Even chemical engineers go to IT companies. In California, you all know that. I used to wonder, what will I do with the computer and chemical? You are not going to pour any chemical in that. But people know that, IT brings money. So everybody feels that we got to get better grades and I have to improve myself and all that. So modern day society is becoming more and more fast-paced. It creates stress in the minds. Many times people fear, will I be able to catch up with this type of stressful situation? Actually, in those days what happened was, in the villages, I remember when I was a very small kid, people mostly don't go out of their village. They will live in their own village. A village may have 1,000, 2,000 people and very happy life. So live in a joint family. You don't connect. You visit occasionally to other places. So within a village, they were all like one big families. Each village, like just like ISKCON communities now, like that. But the man started having increased transport, started going to other villages, other towns, other cities, and abroad, all over the world now. So now they call it as a global village now. That's 8 billion population, and competition has become international now. So in this way, you find that in IIT Hyderabad, 3 boys committed suicide in 2019, in the same year, basically due to academic pressure, not able to tolerate. Even the leaders of the country are also thinking about how to reduce the pressure. India, they are changing the whole, revamping the whole educational system now in India. Prime Minister is coming up with new ideas now. So Prime Minister has even encouraged homeschooling. You can join in NIOS and study and so many things because the pressure is becoming too much. See, 3 symptoms of a burnout, like, you get exhausted with studies, or you develop a phobia for studies. Sometimes you find you keep away from people, you keep away from studies. Like here he's even afraid of a phone call. Tuition teacher is calling, "Hey, when are you coming?" And the third one is somebody feels incompetent in some subject. They can feel also. So then they eventually get, they study, work hard, they're unable to make it, they get bored because they don't have a correct picture of life. See, sometimes you're healthy, sometimes you're sick, sometimes you get a A grade, somebody may get a F grade. So Krishna says in Gita that we should learn to tolerate this duality. These are called dualities. Success, correct? Opposite of success is failure. Sometimes A grade, F grade. Krishna says such things will happen, he says. So here I am going to tell you 6 attitudes here. It's called escape formula. If you understand this, you will be able to tolerate the dualities which will come in our life. Duality means Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha, Mana, Apaman. Shita, Ushna is in which one? Body, mind or ego? Which one? Shita, Ushna is body. And Sukha, Dukkha is mind. And Mana, Apaman? Yeah? Ego, yeah, correct. So these are totally 6 dualities Krishna talks about in Gita. Judatmana prashantatma paramatma samahitaka shitoshna sukha dukkeshu tata manapamanayo. These dualities, if you overcome them, Krishna says you can very easily attain super soul, he's saying. So, you see, first one is E. Give up unreasonable expectations. As a student, don't expect that everybody will love you, everybody will respect you, everybody will honor you, everybody will treat you fairly. And we have that kind of expectation. Some students will praise you, some students will, find fault with you. If you already know it, then it won't be like a guerrilla warfare for you. You know it already. We are living in a world where different people will treat us in different ways. So this is about treatment. Another aspect of expectation is, sometimes you may expect, like one boy, he was telling everybody, I'm going to get above 90. And he got only 39. And another boy was telling everybody that I wrote only for 40 marks. I'm not going to get more than 40. And he got 93. Because of computer mistake. So that fellow's mark went to this fellow. So, and this fellow who was a 90 plus fellow, supposed to get 90 plus, he was weeping like anything. He went to his mother and started crying and everything. So his friends told him that you go for a reval, we can do that. So on the other hand, when the other fellow got 93, he was jumping very happily. And he told his confidential friends, this somebody else's mark came to me. He was saying. And his friends told him, better go and show that. I will not show. Why will I show? Otherwise, they will make it 39. Isn't it? So sometimes such mistakes happen. Sometimes you give for reval. Somehow reval doesn't happen sometimes. So we are living in a world where the fate brings us sometimes unpleasant goods also. Sometimes life is pleasant, sometimes unpleasant, just like I showed you the picture before. So be prepared for uncertainties which are uncontrollable in this world. We are living in such a world. Everything, even if you know that something is uncertain, we can't control it also in this world. So therefore, unreasonable expectation means keep your expectations realistic, and go on with life. And second one, you should have a right definition of success. There is a saying in English, the success is not only in the trophy won, but in the race run, it is said. For example, if any of you made it up to the top competition, say you, for example, you wrote CAT exam, you cleared the exam, then you went for the GD, you cleared the GD, and then finally in personal interview you were not chosen. So friends are teasing you, hey, you couldn't crack it. You can always say, I made it up to the personal interview. Do you think it's ordinary thing? You can be confident because you have learned some 20,000 vocabs, and you have done the exam and everything. So why I am telling you this, success is not only in just cracking the exam, it is also about learning. In India, the CAT exam, about 1.2 lakh people appear, and only 700 of them get into IIM. I heard 700, 800. It's not that those who couldn't get into IIM are fools. So you should know, you should see from the point of view of learning. And similarly, sometimes people also see that, you get success after success. Like one boy was getting first rank. So his mother came to the temple, she was telling devotees that my son got first rank 5 times. And the son was like this. Yes, first rank. He was like, his nose was like an anti-aircraft gun, raising it up in the air. So later on, devotees were telling my spiritual master, he was telling sometimes always getting first may not be good for us, because it makes us become intoxicated with pride. So sometimes Krishna may give us a failure, because sometimes in failure you learn more lessons in life than success. So let us not have a wrong definition of success. So we can. And also one more important thing, academics is only one small part of your life. Other than that, you have devotional life, you have entertainment, you have socializing, you have relationship with parents, you have sports, you have gardening, so many other hobbies. So academics is one part of life. Why should one commit suicide just because one couldn't crack in academics? It would be foolish, it would be. And give up unhealthy comparison. Look at the crabs. It is said if you put crabs in a basket, no need to close it. Why? Anybody knows? Why you don't have to close it? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, the crabs ensure that it will never let another crab climb outside. That's one of their natures. Similarly, some people don't like to see others flourish. Para utkarsha asahanam. Sridhar Swami says, this is Matsarata, he says. Like once a thief broke out into a house at dead of the night, and he showed a sharp knife, and the lady and the husband, both were like screaming, they were about to cry. He told them, don't make noise. Shh, he said. If you don't make noise, I will take your necklace and push off. I will not kill you. So she removed the necklace and gave it. And the thief said, if you loudly make a sound, I'll come back and stab you, he said. They became frightened. They said, we won't do that. So when he was about to leave, the lady said, oh thief, please make a note. The neighborhood lady, she also purchased the same necklace like me. We both went to shop and purchased same type necklace. You please take that also, she said. Why she thought like that? She thought that if I am not wearing, she is wearing, people will say that you lost it and she is wearing it. So people sometimes make such unhealthy comparisons. So comparison is not bad. Unhealthy comparison is bad. Can anybody say what is healthy comparison? Any of you? Yeah. Oh, you already answered. You answered already. Yeah, let us hear from her. Give the mic to her. Yeah.
For healthy comparison, you can mostly eat prasadam, because it could really help you, since prasadam is offered from Krishna.
Okay.
So
How is it comparison? Yeah,
so then, like,
how can you compare yourself with someone else?
Yeah.
And that can be healthy comparison.
Yeah. So then, like, if like unhealthy, it's not good for your health technically, as it said, and also.
What was it? What she said? Anybody understood? You can tell me. What she said? Healthy? Huh? What is not good for health? Oh, she says we shouldn't eat what is not good for health.
Yeah, and
Unhealthy we shouldn't eat, healthy we should eat.
well,
No, whatever you are
healthy-
saying is perfectly right. But my question is about making a comparison. Huh? Yeah, you can try, yeah.
A healthy comparison could be like if there's another devotee, you can say that they're very elevated and I'm fallen or something like that.
Okay, another devotee is elevated, and you say that I am not so elevated. So what I should think about that?
You can think like they're more elevated in bhakti, so I should be their servant.
Okay.
Like,
Or I can say that, okay, let me also go and learn from them. Say that some devotee gives very good classes. You go and say that, Prabhu, you are giving such good classes. Can I learn from you? What is the study method? How do you make notes? How do you hear the classes? Can you please share with me? We can ask like that. Or in case some devotee is coming and seeking help from me, I can also extend my help. Somebody is in inferior position or younger position, you can help. Somebody in superior position, we can take help. That is healthy comparison. And if somebody comes and tells you, hey, you don't give such a good class, that Prabhu gives better classes than you. You say, yeah, he's very learned. And I'm also learning from him. We can say like that. On the other hand, envious devotee, if somebody comes and tells him, Prabhu, why don't you prepare a good class and give? See, that devotee gave good classes. Then immediately you say, what does he know? You don't know about other things about him. He's a glutton. How much prasad he eats? Do you know that? Neither he will say. So he becomes envious, correct now? Or if somebody is inferior, he will ridicule him, correct now? Don't ridicule the inferior and don't become envious of the superior. That is unhealthy comparison. In study also, if some students are studying better than you in your school in some subject, somebody is getting centum after centum in maths, you can go to them and say, please tell me, how do you study? Please guide me, let me take guidance from you, and they will be happy to guide you. Also, always be grateful for the blessings of God that you have received. You have 2 eyes, 2 hands, 2 legs, and you have good education. You are born in a good home. Be grateful for all of this. And beyond all these things, icing on the cake, you got Krishna consciousness. Be grateful. Don't see what you don't have. See what you have. After seeing what you have, also ask yourself, how well am I using what I have? That also you have to ask. Sometimes we always think, I don't have this, I don't have that, she got that, he got that, and all that. And that makes us feel empty. But we have to see what we have. There was one devotee in a temple in those days. He was an illiterate. He probably dropped out from school. But when he came to our ashram, he saw that all are engineers, and doctors, and chartered accountants. He got shocked. He felt everybody is highly educated, and I look like a fool in front of them. So he was feeling inferiority complex. So he was wondering what to do. Maybe I should leave this temple and go to another place. I am unfit here, misfit here, he was thinking. One day he discovered one talent in himself. He could learn Mridangam very well. And he went for regular training. Within 3 to 6 months, he became a very expert Mridangam player. So much so that all the big preachers with folded palms will beg him, please, Prabhuji, come for my program. Come for my program. He said, no, my schedule is very tight, he will say. He became a very busy Mridangam player. He was going from program to program. Many congregation devotees, welcoming deities will call him for singing and playing Mridangam. So in this way, he identified, some core talent in himself. In this way, many of us don't know what God has gifted us. We can identify that and exercise that and be happy. And many people will comment about you, don't be overly bothered. The problem with nowadays, people have smartphones, they put some picture and expect many likes, and many people say dislike. They get discouraged. And sometimes friends ask, you got how many likes? I got this many likes. So this comparison makes the hearts burn in the modern times. So therefore, too much socializing with unhealthy comparing mentality is very detrimental to our health also, mental health. Actually, we should, so if you are socializing, we should try to find out, it should be something constructive. Constructive socializing. Destructive socializing is very bad. So sometimes people also, are very cruel. Even best of friends can be very cruel sometimes because they joke about us. Sometimes, hey, last time you got 80 and now you got only 60. How you went down? He, like that you'll say. And whole night you'll get dream. He, Again and again you'll get dream. My best of my friends was laughing at me. Everywhere you see the picture of the friend laughing at you. You feel very uneasy. So why do you take their comments seriously? You should think about. You know the story of the father, son, and donkey. You know the first the father was making the son sit in the donkey. People laughed and said, "An old man is walking, young boy is sitting." Then father sat in the donkey and made the son walk. Some people said, "What a cruel father! He is sitting and making the son walk." Then both of them sat on the donkey because some people said this that. But then some people said, "How cruel are these fellows? The poor donkey is not able to carry two people." Then they lifted the donkey on their shoulder, both of them, father and son. Some people laughed and said, "Arey, they purchased a donkey for load carrying and they both are lifting it on the shoulder. What muffs they are, how full they are." Then they got confused what to do now. So a bridge came, they threw the donkey over the bridge from there. So the people in the world are always going to pass such comments. You only have to think about what God is, what Krishna is thinking about me, what parents are thinking about you. So think about that. Don't get, because most people don't know about you. You know about yourself, your parents know you. And Krishna ultimately knows about everyone completely. Try to become recognized by him. And if you are going to socialize with people in an unhealthy way, you are inviting trouble for yourself. Empathize with others' nature. Yeah, there are going to be some people around you who are chronic critics. So that is their nature. Don't associate with them. Keep an arm's distance from them. If you have to work with them, be business-like. Don't go beyond that. And don't keep bothering about it in your mind. So in the modern day, your study, why have I shown this digital distraction, deviation restriction? Because many of you may say that you don't have enough time for Krishna consciousness because study load is very heavy. Study load is not heavy, but distraction load is heavy. Actually, we have enough time. 24 hours is good enough for time. But many of us have this third component which has come into our lives, which is distraction. Two components already I told you. One is Janma Sarthaka Kuri, the Mamanusmara Yudhyacha. One is spiritual duty, material duty. But the third one has come, which is distraction, which is swallowing our time. So when that, just like you will see, sometimes people eat a big plate of prasad, but then their body is like skinny only. They don't put weight or they don't get stronger. You know the reason why? Because the worms are eating the food. Then the doctors will do some, this thing, and then they'll take out a long worm from the belly, like that. Similarly, the worm in our life is, which is that worm? Which is sucking our time? Distractions, yeah. So, see that fellow's hands are tied, you saw that? This one, in the picture here only. You saw that? It's tied up, tied by the... Therefore, recently His Holiness Kadamakanan Maharaj, in one lecture he said, ask yourself whether your fingers are fingering the japa beads or they are fingering the digital media. Ask yourself how much time your fingers are touching the gadgets and how much are they touching the beads. Make a comparison. So then he was telling, this is like 99 versus 1. Some or other people, 16 rounds over, they just hang it on the... Now I'm liberated from the bead bag. Now all day I can be with my, swapping that smartphone. They are enjoying. In the train you go, flight you go, everybody is always their eyes are glued to it. They just can't take it. Therefore he was telling that we need a digital detox. That was a lecture he gave. So, please read it, one of you. Please read it. Oh, your voice is too soft. You have a mic? Yeah.
One of the qualities of the devotee is that he doesn't want to spend time uselessly.
Yeah. Anybody knows in Sanskrit Rupa Goswami used one term for this. Anybody knows? Only the children. Others, my request to the adults and elders who are attending this program, you are only a spectator today. The participation is only for our children. Where is Shamru Prabhu? Will confirm it from him. You can check with Shamru Prabhu. Correct, na Prabhu? Yeah. And what is the timing? Is it till 1:30? No, now this class till 2, no? Yeah, correct. I want to be sure, yeah. So, Shamru Prabhu, this participation I am giving only to the children. And adults who are attending, they will be spectators, all right, no? Because if they speak, then children won't get chance to speak. Okay, who is going to... Yeah. What I asked, in Sanskrit word I asked, yeah, yes. Avyartha Kalatvam, correct. He's doing Bhakti Shastri now, I think, huh? Not yet? Very good, very good. Very nice. That's a word, correct word, yeah. Avyartha Kalatvam, which means a devotee of the Lord will not waste one moment also. Prabhupada would be so attentive to spending time. One time Prabhupada was telling, he showed the fan to one devotee. And devotee put on the fan. And Prabhupada said, he said, what is the meaning of that? Open the window. Like that. But when it comes to Krishna, Prabhupada will speak hours and hours. Otherwise, why to waste time? Please open that window. So much words are wasted. Please put on the fan. I am feeling very hot. So much words get wasted. So you would not waste time. So devotee means you don't waste a moment for anything else. See, yes, it is true that spiritual world is eternal and material world is temporary. And we have to go back to Godhead. That doesn't mean we have to compromise on academics. There are some devotee children who come from very, very strongly cultured devotee families. Sometimes they neglect studies because they say, I don't like studies. I hate this academic books. They say, on the other hand, I like memorizing shloka. I like, when I wanted to become a full-time brahmachari way back in my 7th standard, I packed my luggage and I was about to leave home. My father told me, okay, you go, he said. Then I went out to the house and I was coming, and from the window he was watching me going. He said, come back, he said. Then I came back and said, I asked, why did you call me back? He said, you are a fool, he said. You are going and joining an organization about which you don't know anything. You read 1 or 2 books from them. I was about to join one Ramakrishna mission in those days, way back in 7th standard. So he said, I will give you all the spiritual books, any organization books you want to read, you read, he said. And take some years before you give your head to somebody, you should be enlightened. You should be aware. Plus, he said, I want you to become at least a graduate, he said. Do some engineering or medicine or something like that. And stand on your leg, earn a little and be a educated man in society. And then people will listen to you. Like that he said. And that made sense to me when he said that. Then I agreed to study. Of course, he was a very open-minded man. He purchased so many spiritual books and gave me also. And he was not, fearful that my son will become brahmachari or something. Nowadays, sometimes, if a boy becomes brahmachari, there is a big Kurukshetra at home. Mother will be weeping and father will be shouting. It is seen that. He was not like that. He was very liberal. He said, you qualify yourself and then if you have a taste, after you do your graduation, then I will let you go, he said. Of course, I did my IIT masters and I worked for 3 years. When I was 25 years of age, I again met him and said, now I found organization ISKCON and I'm very happy with the lifestyle in ISKCON. It's a beautiful life. Then he asked me, why do you want to join? Then I explained to him, we are not going to go to Himalayas. We will be living in the heart of the city, distributing books, preaching to people. And we don't have to shut our senses. We use our senses to see the Lord, hear about the Lord, speak about the Lord. These 2 things I liked the most in ISKCON. And I want to do some great welfare work for the whole world. He said, very good, now you can go, he said. Yeah, allowed me permission. So in the same manner, all of you, if you don't qualify yourself, nobody in the world is going to look at you very easily, to take your word seriously. So you qualify yourself first. Therefore, I have written below. Read that. Somebody take the mic. You'll read it? Give her the mic.
We can't run away from material duties, though material world is temporary.
Correct. Yes, material world is temporary, but our material body is also temporary. Still, no, we have to. Krishna says that Sharira yatra pachite na prasiddhyeta karmana. He says that we have to do work because this body has to be maintained. And this, what is this body for? Shariram kalu dharma sadhanam. It's the dharma sadhan. This body is an instrument for doing dharma. With this body only I perform puja. With this body only I chant the holy name. With this body I dance. With this body I perform devotional service. So this point is especially for those of you who feel that I hate my school studies. For them this slide is important. Please read it. Yeah. Please read it.
When you take a position, you have to accept responsibilities.
Yeah. Here is a teacher. She has taken the position of a teacher, so she is taking responsibility to teach the children. Similarly, you all are students. You have to take responsibility for studying, giving the exam. And so, but not only you should take responsibility, you should take responsibility along with being cheerful also. Because sometimes children like to play or like to study. Tell me. Yeah, they like to play more, correct, no? But when parents tell them to study, they come and say, okay, I'll sit and study. They become very morose. They aren't very happy. Actually, you should be cheerful in doing your responsibility because that is the best thing to do for you. Do your studies, do your Krishna consciousness, keep it balanced. Like I remember when small children, when they get up in the morning, they don't like to go for bathing. You've seen that small kids, when mother takes them to kitchen and puts, takes them to bathroom and puts lukewarm water and bathes them and brings them. But after dressing and decorating them, they'll be smiling. So many times our duties are laborious, but after having done the duty, we feel joyful. Chanting also is like that. When you have to, while starting chanting, oh, I have to chant. But after finishing chanting, you get the sense of accomplishment and joy. Yes, today's chanting I have done today. Like that. Study also is like that. You should do it. Yeah. These are spiritual duties I have mentioned here. Till now I told you about academic. Now I am telling about spiritual. Yajnanam japa yajñosmi, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Amongst all type of sacrifices, I am the chanting japa, he says. Also, we have to cultivate the knowledge for strengthening. If you chant japa, you get determination. If you study Bhagavad Gita, you get discrimination, to know the right from the wrong. Yeah. And associating with saintly people, coming to the temple and hearing the classes, it can cleanse our mind also. All these are cleansing process. We become strong in our understanding. Yeah. In this way we can gradually go back to Godhead. Okay. Till now, anybody has any questions? Or it's clear to you? Or somebody can stand up and tell the summary for everybody. What main points you have grasped today? In the first point, yeah. Any of you would like to come here and speak a few minutes? And tell the summary of what you heard. And the first point was about what? I spoke about two things. Yeah. Anybody would like to do? Any of you? Any boy? Any girl? Any of you? Want to give a try? Or two of you can share also. You can come here. One is ready already. You can come and stand here. Rian, no? What is his name? Yeah, Rian can stand here, and one more we will take. Anybody else would like to also speak? Two of you can share the summary up till now what you heard. Anybody else? Nobody? Okay. Yeah, please come here. Whatever point Rian misses, you will speak. And whatever you miss, he will speak. Give them the two mics, please. Give them the mic. Rian, take it. Actually, you should speak to them, everybody.
So what I learned is that we need to do our material duties even though it is temporary, and to please Krishna, just as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. And also, I learned that we need to do both material duties and spiritual duties. We need to balance both of them, so that even though the material world is temporary, if we do material duties, we can maintain our body. And if we don't have our body, how can we preach? We can't preach with our soul, because nobody can see us with our soul.
Rian, you can be here after he speaks. If you want to add, you can add later. Huh? Okay, you go ahead. What's your name?
Okay, my name is Balaram.
Yes.
Okay, so one of my favorite points of the lecture was that about comparison. Some comparison is good. Some comparison you can have, but if you do too much comparison, it can be detrimental. So you should have a realistic comparison, and you should also know you should acknowledge Krishna's role in everything, and that was one.
So
of my
which comparison is good? Which comparison is bad? Can you say that, please?
So a good comparison would be like, oh, you did so well, can I learn from you? A bad comparison would be oh, that person did better than me. I should try to find some way to do better than them.
Yeah, that's good. Very good. Thank you. Now, Rian, you remember anything else? Do you remember anything else now?
I also want to add about the comparison that if we compare good, also there's some levels of good, like some levels of good are oh, he did best, let me learn. The first level is like, oh, he did good, and just saying that and doing nothing, no action. The next one is saying like, oh, he did good and doing some action. And then the third one is saying, oh, he did very well, doing the action and thanking him for teaching us of what he learned.
Okay, very good. Okay. So you all remember I gave you escape formula. E for not have unrealistic expectations, right? S for success, having the right definition of success. Huh? And C for comparison, you all said that. And A for acknowledging the gifts of God, huh? And being grateful. And P for people. And people's comments, don't take it too seriously, I said. And E for ESCAP. Huh? Yeah, empathize. Yeah, empathize with others' nature. And don't take it seriously. Yeah. So not get bogged down by the society around you. Huh? Then in the beginning, I spoke also about varnashrama, what Lord Krishna has instituted in this world. Anybody remembers the two examples I gave for horizontal duty and vertical duty? Who remembers? He remembers. Anybody else? He remembers. I gave one example for each of them, horizontal duty and vertical duty. And she remembers. Amazing. Yeah, what's your name? Nayana? Nayana? Nayana Manjari? Yeah. What do you remember? Mike is coming to you. Amazing, huh?
I remember that horizontal duty is a swan, and vertical duty is a swan, and a horizontal duty is a dove.
She remembered. Amazing. Yeah. So, duck just keeps hovering on the ground level where the swan flies. Similarly, spiritual duty, if we do, it will take us back to Godhead. And horizontal duty will take care of our life in this material world for the material body. So remember that, very good. So which one should we do? Vertical or horizontal? You tell us.
We have to do vertical.
Vertical. That means she is only spiritual minded. Completely. What did I say? Which one we should do, I said? Yes? We have to balance both. That is the answer, yeah, correct. We have to balance both. That was the talk. So in the beginning of the class, I was telling you that, 4 types of varna and ashrama, I was telling you. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. And we all come with a program to this world. So we come with a program to enjoy in this world. So therefore, this varnashrama is created by the Lord. Okay, you enjoy, but you enjoy in a way that I have allowed you to enjoy. Don't enjoy in a whimsical way, in a wrong way. Okay, who can tell me what is the way that Lord has allowed us to enjoy this world and then become a pure devotee eventually? For that I told some conditions, I said. Anybody remembers that? Again, Ryan only remembers. You are a part of this group? I want children to answer, I want. Okay. Please give the mic to her. Yeah. But you are allowed to learn this, surely, no problem.
Sanctioned, sanctified, and regulated.
Very good. She wants to answer. Anybody remember the example that I gave for this? Sanctioned, sanctified, regulated? Yeah. Yes, yeah. I gave the example of prasadam I gave. Same manner, you can have example, like for example, somebody wants to marry. What is sanctioned means? One man can marry one woman. Yes, that allowance is given in the Shastra. But what is not sanctioned, a man, after accepting one woman in marriage, he should not try to trouble other men's wives, like what Ravana did. That is not sanctioned. Okay, now after marrying this woman, how can you sanctify that marriage? Anybody knows? Now you sanctioned way, you are married properly. But after marriage, how does the marriage become a sanctified marriage? Anybody knows? How can marriage become sanctified? Only Ryan knows, even though he is, how old are you? 7? 8, yeah. Okay, Ryan, you can tell. How can a marriage become sanctified marriage? Sriranga? Sriyang, okay, Sriyang, yeah.
So, marriage can become sanctified when you take care of your wife properly.
When you
take care of your wife properly, and first of all, do not trouble others' wives.
Yeah, that's all. Of course, that's a righteous life. That is a sanctioned life. That also comes in sanctioned. Who can say how it is sanctified? How to make the marriage divine? Yeah. Give the mic to her. Yeah.
It could be when the couple advance in Krishna consciousness with
Exactly. When husband and wife become devotees, they will make the Lord with arati, they chant japa, they also give charity of, wealth for Lord's service. They cook bhoga and offer to Lord and distribute prasadam. They distribute Prabhupada's books. Then that family becomes sanctified. So sanctioned and sanctified. So, and when is a family regulated? For example, every family needs money. But if the family goes headlong in making money is honey, like that, and they forget Krishna consciousness, then it's what family? Unregulated family. But regulated family means they balance family duty, professional duty, devotional duty, they balance well. That's regulated family. One more example I'll ask you about land. What is sanctioned and what is not sanctioned? Who can say? And you can also tell example for somebody who took unsanctioned land. Anybody can say, yeah? Yeah. Give the mic to him.
Using that land for spiritual use, like building goshalas and like temples.
That is sanctified land. But what is sanctioned?
I would assume sanctioned land would be that which is developed, which is not a complete jungle or a desert.
So you can take anywhere, you can take it. For example, America, someplace you go and mark it and take it in your name, you can take it. Is it sanctioned for you? So sanctioned means what you have legally earned. Correct, no? That is a sanctioned land. Correct, no? Either your father had it in his name and then it came in inheritance. or you earned money and you purchased it. Correct? No? Then it is sanctioned for you. Duryodhana, did he accept sanctioned land or unsanctioned he accepted? He wanted to usurp the Pandavas' property. Alexander, what he did? He went all over the world and wanted to usurp. Correct? No, land everywhere. So that is unsanctioned. Sanctioned means God has given everybody a portion to live in that place. And sanctified is what he said. Huh? What he said is sanctified. You can build a temple, Goshala, you can engage in Lord service. Correct, no? Yeah. And now when is it regulated, somebody becomes greedy to purchase more and more land. They work hard. Like the Tolstoy told a story of a boy who went to a landlord and wanted a piece of land. The landlord said, see, as long as you can see, he said, this entire land up to the horizon is mine, he said. And you run in the morning, come back in the evening, as much as you cover, that will be yours, he said. So the boy packed his lunch bag and ran. 10 o'clock he ran and 5 o'clock he's supposed to come back. So he ran so far. If you are running, you may probably run till 12 or 1, correct, no? But this boy ran till 3 on one side. His idea was, return, I'll come very fast. But then after 3, when he returned back very fast, he foamed in the mouth and died. That's an example for greed. So in this way, one can become greedy, then it's unregulated. So in this way, sanctioned, sanctified, regulated is very important point to remember. Anyway, now these are things I discussed in the part 1. Another I have about 20 minutes I have, and I will do the second one. Role of regulation, punctuality and discipline. See, we have to see that we don't go off balance in balancing our school study and our japa. Please all of you repeat. Yuktahara viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu yukta sapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. Somebody can read the translation, please? Where's the mic? Yeah, please. Take it. Where's the mic? Give her the mic. Here? Here? Yeah.
He is who
Ananya.
is.
What's her name? Yeah? Raja. Raja, yeah.
He is who.
What is her name?
Naina.
Naina, okay. Naina Manjari, and you are?
Vraja.
Raja, you can read now.
He is who is regulated in his habits of eating, sleeping, recreation, and work. He can mitigate all material pains by practicing the yoga
system. Correct. That's correct. So here Krishna is giving a great secret here. He says that you can achieve perfection in your life if you do these things. That means your eating habit, sleeping habit, and your recreation. How to do that we will see now. See, we should eat only vegetables, fruits, cereals, spices. These are things we can eat. And this is sattvic ahar, we call it. But if you eat very spicy foods, which are very hot, how do you know they are very hot? You put in the mouth, tears will come in your eyes. Isn't it? And after it goes in the belly, the chest will burn, belly will also burn. And next day morning when you go to washroom, back also will burn. So it's a burning thing actually. That is spicy, that is the Rajoguni food. And then after eating that, when you digest it, you will be an angry person. People will wonder why you are angry at everybody, because spicy eating people, they become very angry like that. Then eating stale foods, putrid foods kept for a long time, they are all, so they're like, for example, many people keep the foods, because in America many go for jobs, husband, wife, both are going for job. Then they make the food and keep it in the fridge, and then they take it out and put it in the microwave oven and then just, heat it like this and take it. Actually, Prabhupada said the rice should never be heated. It turns into poison, actually. It will become food poisoning if we heat the rice. But we can heat dal and sabji. Sometimes if you want to heat a little bit. Rice should not be heated. So, and also, if you go to the Google search, you will find out microwave oven does not heat at all. Microwave, it creates vibrations. By hitting, like if you do the hand like this, what is produced? Do you know that? What is produced by that abrasion? Heat is produced. And that is how it cooks. So our doctors say that it doesn't, the food doesn't digest properly if somebody cooks microwave oven. I heard in America you have gas also, I think, gas pipes, correct? No, you have, no? That is, that the fire is that, with that one should cook. Actually, ideally speaking, if you can cook in the morning, take breakfast, and also cook lunch also, like in our temple we make light breakfast, like upma kind of thing. I don't know, upma, you all know here, upma? And chapati and sabji they make. So upma you eat in the morning, chapati sabji you pack and take it. Afternoon you can take it. Night when you come back, there is a hot khichdi when you come back. That's most ideal. But some people are a little lazy to cook also. Two times, how can I cook? Like one boy was telling me, Prabhuji, I cook at night 9 o'clock and I finish it for dinner. Next day morning also I eat it. Like that he said, it becomes easy for them. But actually speaking, fresh food is sattvic. And food kept for a long time becomes tamasic. That will make us very dull in consciousness. So if you freshly cook and offer to Krishna and eat it hot, it's very good for you. We can try our best in our homes. So that is sattvic ahar. Ahar shuddhav, sattva shuddhi, sattva shuddhav, dhruva smriti, smriti lambe grantinam vipramoksha. It is said that when you eat a shuddha ahar, it has got three components actually. One part, though, we all know that it becomes stool and urine and goes out. Another part becomes blood. The third part is most important. It directly goes to brain and develops a certain type of consciousness. Those who eat fresh prasadam offered to Krishna, they'll be very alert in consciousness. And those who eat stale foods kept for a long time in the fridge and all that. Even some of the junk foods like bread and bun and things which you keep for many days and eat. So those are also tamoguni foods. Then what happens? Our alertness reduces. We may become drowsy in chanting, or we may not be able to grasp knowledge very very quickly. So the rajasic food and tamasic food is said to be producing violence and fear. Tamasic, like one day when I was a small kid, a pig came to our compound. We used to have 15 houses in a row. After that, there used to be a garden. So this pig came with a dozen piglets, and they were all running, making noise. They were going. So me and my friends took a stick and we chased after them. I ran and ran and ran and ran. This is called flight, we call it. They were fleeing. But they went to the garden, but beyond the garden, guess what? There was a door because there is no way out. It's a dead end. Then the pig understood there is no way to go and these guys are behind me. The pig took a U-turn and showed the teeth to us like that. Then we got frightened. Then we started running away. And the pig was chasing us. And we all ran to our respective homes after that. So now you saw the pig. Earlier he was doing flight. Now he was doing fight. It's called fight, flight, fight. Fight and flight, we say. So flight means fear, tamoguna. And fight means violence, rajoguna. And these two things enters meat products. When you cut a goat or a chicken and you go to cut, the animal becomes extremely fearful in the beginning. It screams, don't kill me. But when the knife comes very near, like that, it will show the teeth because it wants to violently attack the killer. Correct, no? So and then immediately a lot of adrenaline is secreted, adrenaline hormone that pervades the whole body of the animal. When you eat it, then we also become products of violence and fear. Therefore, we should not eat, such, fish, meat or eggs. So Prabhupada says, based on Bhagavatam, it should be avoided. Fish, meat or eggs. Yeah. Stick to sanctioned, sanctified, regulated eating habit also. Don't eat junk food. Don't eat too much food. Ideally speaking, how much we should eat? Only 50% of the belly. Another 25% for what? Another 20% for, so that the stomach can do this. It will get some space to digest. Some people eat full stomach. So much so that rice particle comes from the nose. So much head. Then how will the stomach movement will not happen? So don't overeat. Overeating is not good. So actually our prasadam is always very attractive. Many devotees have big trouble not overeating. One devotee told me, Prabhu, I am so angry with myself. Every time I eat, at the end of eating only I realize that I have overeaten. And I take a vow that tomorrow I will not overeat. And tomorrow again I end up overeating. So therefore, you have to become regulated in eating. Actually, one more thing about eating is, two fine foods should not be eaten frequently. For example, what do you call it? Fried foods. Is fried sabji good or bad? You know that? There's a saying in English, throw away the frying pan. In America only they say that. Because if you eat fried foods often, you can have stomach problems in future. But we also make fried sabji in our temple. We make once in 2 weeks. We make occasionally it's all right, but not every day. It's not very good. Slowly people are becoming more and more conscious. And then regulate your recreation also. Pranayam calms the mind. Yogasanas calms the senses. So, and it removes the toxins in the body also. It keeps us fit, fresh and healthy. It's very good. One can do yogasanas like Surya Namaskar. All over the world, people are doing nowadays. Keep your body fit. Every day, even if you do 15 minutes as a regular practice, one can become very healthy. And then you can chanting and be very brisk. You can sit erect in a yogic posture and chant nicely. Sleeping also you should regulate. Actually, I have a video with me, 4-minute video, but I can't show it's in my computer. Maybe I will give it to Shamal Prabhu. He will share it with all of you. That video says why Apple CEO and many, many top-notch CEOs get up at 4 a.m. in the morning. There is a very nice video on that. They say about early to sleep and early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy and wise. You see here specifically it says 9 to 12 p.m. if you sleep, it's equal to how much? Double the effect. But after 12, you see it's equal to 3 hours only. But at 3 o'clock, you will see your sleep gradually wears off. You can't sleep well after that. So most people sleep after 12. Correct, no? So because of that, what happens? The sleep is very bad. The sleep is spoiled. I mean, in daytime also they feel very drowsy. But those Hare Krishna devotees, many people sleep at 9:30, 10. They get up at 3:30. All day they can work. 18 hours they can serve without knocked off. Actually, there are many Krishna devotees who will never lie down in the daytime at all. They can all day render service. That's possible if you sleep properly. You see, you're all in America, that's a very great advantage for you. In India, many IT companies work between 5 o'clock in the evening up to midnight. Whereas here, 9 to 7, many people, work. It's very nice for you. You can cultivate the habit of sleeping early. If you sleep early, you can enjoy the golden hours of the morning, either chanting or reading Prabhupada books, hearing a lecture. You can do that. Regulate your habits by stopping unhealthy ones. Who can say what are the unhealthy and harmful habits? That skeleton is rotating, you see. Who can say what are they? Any of you? What are the unhealthy habits? Yeah, one. Okay, not chanting every day is unhealthy. Okay, very good. What else? Yes? Shriyang, yeah? Mike, where is the mic? Give the mic to him. Yeah. You all can say one, yeah.
One unhealthy habit is to break the 4 regulative principles.
Break the 4 regulative principles. That's the point. Okay. Some kids are online. How can I see them? This video is on? Oh, no one has video on. Any of the online children want to answer this question? Okay.
Gambling.
What is it? Gambling. You're right. That's true. Yes. Yeah. Is it on?
Intoxication.
Yes, intoxication. Yes, she's going to answer one. Yeah. Yes.
Not doing arti to your deities every day.
Not doing? What is it? Not doing arti every day. Okay.
Not doing arti to your deities every day.
Okay, not doing arti. Becoming lazy to do arti every day. Okay, very good. And what was your point? You give him the mic. Tell him the mic.
Eating sugary prasadam every single day.
Eating all day. Okay.
Procrastinating.
Very true. Yes, yourself. Oversleeping. Very good. Very good. Oh, there are many hands up, yeah? Yes, yes, yeah, go ahead. Give her the mic, one mic here, one mic there, yeah. Keep it on, don't switch it off. Keep it on, yeah. Go ahead. There is one more mic, yeah. You can take that.
Not serving food to Krishna.
Not?
Not serving food to Krishna.
Not serving, huh?
Not offering.
Oh, not offering prasad and eating before offering, hurriedly, especially sweet. Oh, I like sweet so much. And prasadam offering will take time. Let me eat it now. That's not proper, yeah. Okay, then.
Like,
Too much sleep?
no, too less, not too.
Too less sleep. I think that's very rare, I think. Of course. It happens with preachers and all late night, Sometimes you sleep at 11 and get up at 4, which is not good. 6 hours you should get, surely. Okay? Yes, one. Give her. Okay.
Please.
To be getting angry very easily, very good. One should give up that. Yes, yes. Shriyang, one more. Shriyang.
To murder people uselessly.
To?
To murder people uselessly.
Yeah. One should murder people. Yeah. Okay.
Eating too much junk food.
Yeah.
Eating too much junk food.
Eating too much junk foods. Good point. Very good. Yes.
Lust, anger, and greed.
Becoming angry? Lust, anger, greed. Those are the 3 enemies. Thank you. Now here is a point you can see here. What happened to this? I'm not able to change this. Now it's coming now. Yeah. Okay. See this? Eating meat, fish, eggs, or alcohol, drugs, tobacco, horse race, casino, lotteries, extramarital sex, obscene films, vulgar talks, and misusing smartphone, and all these things can be harmful to our health. Just a warning is given there. Okay. See, regulating sleep, regulating by sleeping early and rising in Brahma Muhurta. It's very important. The early morning hours are the golden hours of the day. One should rise early. You can see the benefits here I have shown. Brahme Muhurte ya nidra sa punyakshayakarini. So this is from the Manusmriti. It says that if somebody is sleeping in the bed in the morning time, he will lose all his punya. It says like that. On the other hand, if you rise in Brahma Muhurta, there is no influence of any of the graha doshas in the morning time, Brahma Muhurta time. It's the best time for spiritual activities, he says. And also, Varna Kirti Yasha Lakshmi Swastyamaayushcha Vindati Brahme Muhurte Sanjagram Shriyam Va Pankajam Jata. He says one who gets up in Brahma Muhurta time gets beauty, wealth, good health, long life, etc. And that person's body becomes like a beautiful lotus. So how many of you want these things? Yeah, then you have to get up early in the morning. It says you have to get up in Brahma Muhurta. Your body will be like a lotus and you will be beautiful, you will be wealthy, you will be having good health and long ayush. All these benefits, he says. Also, he says even many genetic and apparently incurable diseases can be cured by bathing in the early morning and doing yoga and meditation in Brahma Muhurta time, he says. Because there are some genetic disorders in people which happen during the time of birth. They can be cured if you chant early in the morning, and because it has an influence on physical and mental levels. Yes, Shriyang, you had a question? You want to say something? Yeah.
So I wanted to say, when you said that waking early in the morning and bathing is good, then in Ramayana I read that. So when Ram and Lakshman were in forest, Bharat used to wake up early in the morning, 2 o'clock, and bathe in the Sarayu river, which is so cold, for 2 reasons. Reason number 1 was because he did not want to be seen by the sages and glorified like that. So he woke up in 2 o'clock, and he also wanted to, when Ram comes back, he wanted to be healthy and all those stuff you explained there, so that Ram would think that he had engaged the kingdom nicely. And when Lakshman told this to Ram, Ram actually thought, let's go back to Ayodhya.
Okay, Haribol. He's giving evidence of Bharat rising very early in the morning. Very good. So that is when Sanctioned Adhikari Prabhu in Austin, he comes to Pune. So he was telling that he also gets up at 2 o'clock and gets ready by 2:30, and 2:30, 4:30 they finish 16 rounds. And then afterwards Mangalati, National Tulsi Arati, then after that they do deity worship, puja of the deities. And one brahmachari asked him, Prabhu, if you get up too early in the morning, will we not get sick? Some people say you'll get sick. He said, I'm doing it for the last 50 years and I didn't get sick, he said. So, of course, he will sleep 6 hours. If he's getting up at 2, he will sleep at 8, 8:30, they will sleep early. You shouldn't sleep late and get up early. That is not good. We should get 6 hours of sound sleep we should get. That's very important. So, and of course, we can increase Sattva-guna in the mind by studying books like Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, which will enrich our intelligence and make us strong internally, and we can have discrimination to know what is right and what is wrong. So this is also regulating relaxation. TV watching is not relaxation. Why? Because horror movies, if you see, night when you are sleeping, suddenly a skeleton will appear in the window, like that. You see that? So better don't see horror movies. And don't hear 120 decibel music like dum, dum, dum. It's like whole heart is also. You've heard the sound like that? It's not good because they say it disturbs the biological rhythm. And also, instead of watching baseball or cricket and TV, better you go out and play yourself. At least you'll be healthy. Don't sit and keep on watching TV 6 hours, 8 hours, you will get obesity. You will become like this tomorrow. Yeah, isn't it? And you get stress and you get disturbed, all those things. That's not relaxation, yeah. So our mission is to stop the cycle of birth and death and go back to Godhead, Prabhupada says. So 3 things are very important: regulation, punctuality, and discipline. Something about punctuality. See, miss the train, you see. As well. So we should be punctual. So what is punctuality? That means the habit of a human being in completing the tasks on time, he says. It's an etiquette that encourages us to complete our work in a timely fashion, you see. Prabhupada also spoke about punctuality. He says he was very vigilant about devotees attending Mangalarati. Prabhupada took attendance personally, whether devotees are coming. Prabhupada says, all over the world, devotees in ISKCON rise by what time? Prabhupada says in one purport? 4 a.m. Prabhupada says. That means that is his expectation. So he says, 1.5 hours before the sun rise, they rise. He says that punctuality is important. So and Prabhupada would go for a morning walk. And once when he returned back for darshan, he was waiting with all the devotees gathered around. And he looked, what is the time? And then Prabhupada, Akshayananda replied that it was 30 seconds after 7:30. Prabhupada shook his head and with a resigned look he said, it is very difficult to be a Brahmana. Just see, they are 30 seconds late, he said. Prabhupada was very strict. Darshan should open on time. You can't afford to be late. In Pune, our head pujari, one Rupa Goswami Prabhu, is very strict about opening darshan on time. One day the darshan was 1 minute late, so he fasted that day. He said, I won't take today because we were a little careless in opening the altar on time. So Prabhupada was very, very punctual. So why should we be so fanatically strict about punctuality? I'll show you. See here, we are going to meet friends, or you're paying debts, or going to temple, or reaching and leaving the place of business, keeping promises, or going to bed at night, going to lecture and meetings. In all these things, you may think it's trivial, but we will waste our time and others' time. When I was in my college days, one fellow came to give a seminar on time management. He himself came 5 minutes late. Everybody was very angry, wild. When he started the seminar, he said, you see, I came 5 minutes late. How many of you are wild on me? He asked. So we all raised the hand. We were 200 of us. So he said that 5 into 200 is how much? 1,000. So I wasted 1,000 minutes. Why? To teach all of you how important it is to be punctual. So this is also a part of the game, he was telling. It's a part of the seminar. I purposely came late in order to make you realize the importance of punctuality. So I'll stop here. I have to meet Discuss Vaisheshika Prabhu now in a few minutes. So there are a few slides on punctuality, 3-4 more slides I'll show you when I come back in the evening. Evening, what time is the seminar for them? 6 to 7. We have 1 more hour we have in the evening, okay? In that 1 hour, I will complete the second part, that 1 hour. Shri Prabhupada ki. You want to announce something, Prabhu? Take the mic.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all for making your time. So in the evening again 6 to 7 there is a seminar right here. So please come, and thanks a lot to His Krishna Radheshyam Prabhu for making his valuable time. So we request Prabhuji to keep ISV in his orbit, and